The shots in thriller films are taken usually from various different angles and distances from the subjects with varying movements. In our film opening, we also make use of such shots. We use various different methods to present dialogues and show actions and emotions through facial expressions. For example, in the beginning of the film opening, we start with the shot of the group spinning the bottle and playing what can be presumed as truth or dare. The lighting inside the room is dark and devoid of light other than red. Red is used in films to symbolize something bad. As the whole group seems to be having fun, we are shown a close up of our main character and the victim's facial expression. Through our actors acting, the main character is shown to be in a state of deep thinking, which is further shown with his thoughts being added as narration. We show the victim's face change from laughter to worry as a way to show his concern. The switch from party scene to the rooftop where our main character chases the victim is very much used in other thriller films as well. The slow panning back of the camera while the victim runs and the main character chases behind is reminiscent of several murder scenes in the thriller genre. The POV of the victim laying down whilst the main character bludgeons him to death is also a common shot in the thriller genre itself. The therapist's office shots are flashbacks and include over-the-shoulder shots along with several shots of the character's hands and feet to show his discomfort for being there. For our opening script, we decided that the main character also being the so-called villain of the story might be a good idea, but we decided not to really show him in a black and white. We wanted to give the character more depth as to why and what his mental illness is. We decided to go with paranoid schizophrenia as it would suit the main character's symptoms. In paranoid schizophrenia, the patient suffers from hallucination and psychosis, which are the symptoms shown by our main character when he kills the victims in his daydream or hallucination. We wanted to portray the mental illness as accurately as possible, as to show the audience the very real struggles of dealing with it, and not to offend anyone that is suffering from that mental illness. We decided to show only a glimpse of the main character being diagnosed in the therapist's office to show that perhaps an event caused such trauma that he has immense hatred towards people that are happy. Thriller films in general are popular amongst the audience, as was the result of the survey we did around the school. In our film opening, we decided to do a twist on the norm that films always have a protagonist as the main character. Instead, we decided to ditch that black and white label and keep our character grounded to reality and to show that everyone has flaws and no one person can be pure good or pure evil. As many people argue back and forth around the topic of nature versus nurture, we decided to take the side of nurture to show that circumstances decide what a person becomes. To promote the film, personally releasing a trailer first and seeing the audience's response would greatly affect how I would distribute it. If the audience response is great and it reaches a lot of people, then I would release it in cinemas to make the most profit from it. Releasing several actors' interviews on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram would also help decide how the film would be distributed depending on the amount of audience we reach. I would also get it rated by several film critics to decide how it would be released. Websites, if it isn't very popular, I would release it on streaming websites such as Netflix or HBO Max. The film itself should be rated R as it sheds light upon several sensitive topics such as mental illness and involves murder scenes. Upon self-reflection and looking at the past projects I've done, I have gotten better at visualizing the product I desire in my head and using different methods to achieve that result as close as it could get. I have gotten better at relying on my teammates to do their job, as before I would do everything on my own, and I have learned the importance and utilization of The importance of the utilization of scripts and storyboarding, because I wouldn't properly think the whole thing through and just do what I thought would be suitable at the moment. For filming, at first we were going to use a DSLR to film the project, but the camera quality was rivaled with my iPhone 12 Pro Max's camera quality. And due to the phone camera's piling features as compared to the DSLRs, we decided to shoot the phone camera with the phone camera. The phone itself is small enough that it can be placed anywhere the director decides a shot should be taken from. The video processing and stabilization made it easy for me to take cinematic shots with moderate to low efforts, which would not be possible using a DSLR. The iPhone also shoots video at 4K 60 FPS, which is better than the DSLR's 1080p 60 frames per second max settings. For editing, my teammate Hajra used a layered editing software called CapCut, which is gaining popularity these days. She used the PC version of CapCut to edit the film opening. The background music and sound effects were all taken from YouTube. For shooting the interviews, we used my phone to shoot the video whilst I held Hajra's phone to record the audio for it. Later in KineMaster, I synced both the video and audio to get a finished interview with good audio quality. The film opening itself and the interviews were all posted on YouTube as well.